Hello, hi, welcome. MSJVR is my initials, but you can all call me by my nickname, which is Nika. Today, I'm actually going to be doing a full face of MUA Cosmetics, and I'm going to be reviewing every single one of these MUA products. But before we continue, consider subscribing if you like the content and would like to stick around. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So in this box, right here, is actually all of my MUA products that I own in my makeup collection. So the majority of these products I've had for quite some time in my makeup collection. I thought it'd be such a fun thing to do because MUA is one of my favorite budget-friendly, cruelty-free and vegan brands that's there on the market. So I wanted to go talk about them today and tell you all what I like about some of their products, what I don't like about some of their products, and my thoughts and feelings towards the whole brand as a whole. So yeah, okay, so we're going to go and put all this makeup on my face in the order of how I generally do my makeup on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing I always do is my brows. So yeah, this is the MUA Brow Define Brow Pencil in the shade Black. Also, I'm not very good at drawing my brows with a pencil. I usually use a brow powder, so please don't mind my horrendous drawing of my brows. Okay, as someone who isn't a brow pencil connoisseur, I think this brow pencil is really good for the price. It's a decent brow pencil considering you're only paying like £2 or £3 for it, and it's super creamy and rich, but it's also super easy to rub off if you make a mistake. So take what I said with a pinch of salt, and please do take into consideration that I am not the best with brow pencils. But from my first impressions, it's super easy to use, and I think upon looking at the footage, the colour is actually really good on camera. Actually looking at the footage, it actually looks alright. The first time I used it, I was very concerned that the colour was a little bit too dark, but after seeing it on my face, I think it looks alright. So in the end, I think it actually looked okay. Also, I will say this, throughout the video you will hear me complaining about my brows because I genuinely thought they were rubbish, but in actuality I think they actually look okay, so please keep that in mind when you're watching the rest of this video. Thank you! Back to the video. Okay, so I've just fixed up my brows, and please don't mind the fact that they are horrible. I know they are. I know they're horrible. You don't need to tell me twice. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly prime my eyelids using the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer, and then we're going to go in with this beautiful eyeshadow palette. So this is the MUA Tropical Oceana eyeshadow palette. I used to have the original one, which was a 25 pan eyeshadow palette, but when they were transitioning all their products to be fully vegan, they removed some of the shades from this palette. So now it's just a 20 shade eyeshadow palette. I will say this though, I absolutely adore this eyeshadow palette. I love this colour story. As it says, this is supposed to be like a tropical ocean eyes, mermaidy sort of palette, and I love this colour story so much. And I love how you have like set colour stories along each row. Unfortunately, they are not named, so I will number each of the shades, I guess. So this is shade number 1 to shade number 20. And fun thing, I actually asked my boyfriend to pick me certain eyeshadow shades that I have to use for today's look, and he picked this shade right here, which is shade number 18. This shade right here, which is the shade number 11. And shade number 10. So he told me I had to use these 3 shades. Well, no, he didn't tell me. It was more like I went up to him and went, pick the shades, pick which shades I have to use on my face, and he picked those 3. So I'm going to be using those 3 on my eyes today. Okay, so I've tried and tested various different MUA eyeshadow palettes. The shimmers are great, the mattes not so much. So I've tried various different eyeshadow palettes. So I've tried the Tropical Oceana one, I've even tried the 6 pan shade ones as well, from their matte ones to their shimmer ones, and I've tried their recent eyeshadows as well. The shimmer shades are so phenomenal, like they have amazing color payoff and they are so stunning to put on your eyelids and just to use in general. However, with the mattes, you do need a little bit of patience when you're layering up the colour because they are not as pigmented as you'd want them to be. Their little 6-shade matte eyeshadows, in particular the more nudie brown shades, are absolutely amazing. Like, the formula in those pans are fantastic, but in their more bigger palettes, for example the Tropical Oceana one, I think due to the particular colour story, it does take some time to work with the actual colours themselves. They don't just have the little matte 6-shade pans, they've also got 6 shimmer pans. I would say if you were going to get an eyeshadow palette from MUA Cosmetics, try their mini 6-shade pan palettes, especially if you want something that's all shimmer. They also have a 20-shade all shimmer palette, so if you just wanted a palette full of shimmers, get that palette, because I think MUA shimmers are fantastic and not talked about enough because I love them. I love the colour payoff and I love how they look on the skin. If you're looking for an eyeshadow palette from MUA that's going to be your everyday eyeshadow palette, I would say maybe try somewhere else, or if you don't mind having the patience to build up colour, this might be the palette for you. All in all, I think MUA's eyeshadow shimmer shades are amazing. It's just a shame that their matte shades are not as good quality as you'd want them to be. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. It's not the best in the world, but hey ho, I quite like it. It's very, very galaxy-esque. Okay, so the next product I am going to be using, which I have tried already, which is the MUA Eye Define eyeliner. I think I spoke about it in my previous video for my Valentine's Day makeup look video, which I'll link in the description and in the iCard. I think this is really, really good considering it's, what, like £2.75. So yeah, I think this is pretty good for the price. Also, for context, for those who are new around here, I don't wear mascara or fake lashes. I just feel like they don't suit me. Also, because my lashes are very frail and get very irritated with certain like eyelash based products, so I usually exclusively use eyeliner for my makeup looks in general. I hope that's okay. I hope you all understand that this is my choosing. The reason why I constantly use eyeliner is because it's my choice, so I hope you guys are alright with that. I hope none of you are going to be judging me too much, because hey ho, makeup is a creative freedom and this is my choice. Anyway, I'm gonna go put this eyeliner on now. Okay, so this is the eyeliner. I know it's messy, but hear me out. I'm just gonna put some water on this brush and clean up the eyeliner mess. I don't know how I feel about this eyeliner. I think I quite like it. I just think the nib is a little bit thick for my liking. It's a lot longer and thicker than my usual eyeliners I usually use, but I really like it so far. It's just I need to get the hang of using a bigger nib. This is the one I need to fix. Okay, so I've just cleaned up the edges of my eyeliner and it looks so much better now. I think I just need to try and get used to using the bigger nib. I will say though, I know you're going to be thinking, if it can be easily washed off with water, surely that means it's a bad sign. I will say this, staying wise, it has stayed on my eyes really, really well, and it's stayed black, not creased, not smudged usually throughout the day, from what I have tested of this product so far. But if you do end up making a mishap, it also means it's super easy to sort it out. Okay, so the next set of products that I want to use is some primers. So I have 3 primers from MUA, and that is the MUA Banana Blur Primer, the Moisturizing Primer, and the Oil Free Primer. So firstly, the Banana Blur one, it's okay. It's supposed to be a velvety, mattifying primer, and it's alright. It's not my favourite. It does have a banana scent to it, and it's okay. It's not my favourite primer that they've done. I think for the price, it's pretty good. It's just
it's not my favorite and it's not something I would gravitate towards. So I am currently trying to finish this up. So that's the aim for this product. The moisturizing primer, I really like this as well. I think this is quite new in my makeup collection, and this does have tea tree oil in it. So if you do have sensitive skin, I would advise to avoid this primer. It does have a strong tea tree smell, but as a moisturizing primer itself, it's quite nice. It's a really nice primer, really nice and hydrates the skin. But it cannot compete with my holy grail primer from MUA. So this is the MUA Probase Oil-Free Primer. And I've gone through quite a few of these already. I think this is like my third or fourth one of these tubes, and I love this primer. So the reason why I like this primer, it's supposed to be formulated with oily skin types in mind, that it is very lightweight and it has no silicone in it. A lot of primers that are targeted towards oily skinned people tend to be very silicone-y, almost not waxy, but kind of feel like wax, and very smoothing. And personally, I don't get along with those primers. I don't, and I just can't get along with very slippery type of primers. I can't deal with it. And the reason why I like this is because it honestly feels just like a moisturizer. A little bit of that, so that's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Basically like a moisturizer. And it feels like a moisturizer. And it feels great. And my skin loves this, and I love it, so I like. Okay, so I've zoomed you in so you can see what the primer has done to my skin. It has smoothed it out slightly. Like, my pores here used to be super large, so it has smoothed it out quite a bit, but it doesn't feel slippery or anything. It just feels hydrating on the skin, so yeah. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to be using today is the MUA Probase Longwear Matte Finish foundation, and I love this foundation so much. I actually have two shades. I have mine in the shade 146 and 150, and literally for the past few videos I've been raving about this foundation. I adore it. It's got more of a natural matte finish onto the skin, which is why I love this foundation. Also, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in my past two videos that this foundation has I've never felt so confident wearing a foundation before on my face. Like, when I used to work as a waitress, when everything was open, I would wear this foundation, and I got complimented on 3 separate occasions by 3 different women saying how much they liked my skin and they thought it was beautiful, when in actuality I was wearing this foundation. It tells me this is very good. So I love this foundation, and it just wears beautifully throughout the day, and it's just, I cannot rave this enough. It's £5. £5, you guys. £5 for something that's cruelty free and vegan, that has a decent shade range. I think I'm going to be wearing the shade 146 because 146 is my usual shade. 150 is usually my shade when I'm slightly tanned. I can still get away with it now, but I'm going to be using the shade 146 because, I don't know if you guys can tell, there's been a significant amount of progress on this product. So I'm going to try and finish this up. So yes, look at that. So yeah, this is my foundation. I know it says it's a full coverage foundation, but I like to share it out and use less product on my face and to give myself more of a medium coverage finish to the skin. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Okay, so the next product I'm going to be using is the concealer. So this is the MUA Probase Full Coverage Concealer. I'm gonna say this now, this isn't a full coverage concealer, but I think this is really decent for the price. Like, this is £2.50. And it's got decent coverage. It's not the best, it's not full coverage, but I think for £2.50 it's quite good. Also, personally, I don't like having too full of a coverage of concealer on my face. I'm just not used to wearing concealer on a day-to-day basis, if I'm going to be honest, because I don't wear concealer on a day-to-day basis. But if I ever wanted that additional coverage, or if I ever wanted to spot conceal, I would go for something like this. So I have mine in the shade 146, so it's the matching shade to the foundation. So I'm going to be putting the tiniest bit under my eyes. I'm going to put the tiniest bit in the inner corner like so. And then I'm going to just blend this out using my brush. Was I wrong? Is this actually full coverage concealer? I never really thought of it as a full coverage concealer because I never usually use a full coverage concealer, but it's fine. Like, I just use it a little bit like this to just blend into my under eyes. And ta-da! It's alright. It's alright, you guys. And I'm going to do the same here. So I actually didn't get an MUA loose powder personally, but I am just going to be using a different loose powder as a fill-in for this step. So give me a second. Under my eyes. On my T-zone. In my T-zone. Although I do have a pressed powder from them, which I absolutely love. So this is the MUA Probase Full Coverage Matte Pressed Powder in the shade 130. I really like using this to set the rest of my face. I think this is such a beautiful powder. That's $2.50. $2.50, it's quite good for what it does. And I like using this powder because it's so affordable, and I don't know, I just really like it. I really like this powder. Okay, so the next set of products I want to talk about from MUA is their bronzers. So they do have set bronzers, which is the MUA Bronzed Matte Powders, which I did used to own, but then I got rid of them because I just don't use them as often. They're really lovely, don't get me wrong, but I just have other bronzers that I reach for. For example, this one. So this is the MUA bronzer in Golden Dunes, and this is from their Glow X MUA range, but they don't have it in this packaging anymore, but they do still sell this product. So if you are interested in it, you can definitely check it out. I really like this bronzer personally. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's super lovely, and I like this one a lot. This is very nice. And I do have another bronzer which isn't a bronzer, but it works as a bronzer for my face, which is the MUA Probase Full Coverage Face Powder in the shade 170. It's a very lovely like tan shade, which I like to use as a bronzer if I wasn't in the mood to wear this one. So yes, I really like this. I think the formula is pretty good. Oh, I will say this though, I forgot. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see, but you do get a little bit of kickback in the pan. Okay, so that is my bronzer. That's my bronzer done. Okay, so MUA do great blushes, just saying. So I have two of their matte blushes. So this one is in the shade Atomic Tangerine, if it will open, and it looks like this. Also, they have a very cute flower on it, so that's pretty cute. And it's £2.50. £2.50 for these blushes. Cruelty-free and vegan blushes that are fantastic, and it has a flower in it, so that's pretty cool. I also have mine in the shade Rose Tea, and please be wary of her. She's very much well loved and a bit scratched because I used to travel a lot, and I would bring my makeup on the train and do my makeup on the train, and because the lid was broken off of this, it scratched my flower a lot from this product, and now I've just taped it back together. So that's fun. That's fun. So MUA do liquid blushes, so this is the Blushed Liquid Cream Blush in the shade Tiger Lily. I will say though, on the website, I don't think they sell this particular shade. anymore. Like, I had a look and I wanted to see if they do still sell this product, and they do. They just don't sell the shade Tiger Lily anymore. Today I'm going to be using their powder blushes. I'm going to be using this in the shade Rose Tea. I love this blush so much. Just going to be careful, because this product, if you put too much on your brush, can pack a punch. Oh, that's better. That's such a good colour. I like that. Now I'm gonna go into the highlighter. So the highlighter I have is this one. So this is the MUA Peach Diamond Highlighter. And right, I have a few qualms with this highlighter. So I used to own various different ones because they've had this type of highlighter for a while, and I don't have any pink highlighters, so I decided to keep this one, and it's actually a pink highlighter which I really like using. I will say though, because of the actual pattern itself, you might have to dig your brush in a little bit more to get more of an oomph out of it. I personally would not wear this pink highlighter on a day-to-day basis, but I do enjoy it. They also have a ton of other shades. For example, there's a shade that I was considering getting, but as you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, it does have a beautiful sheen. It's just super pink, so I think you have to be very careful with which MUA highlighter you do pick if you do decide to try out these highlighters. But personally, I really like using this one, and they're really good considering like they're £3. So the last thing I want to do is put some lipstick on my lips. So I have every single one of their lip liners. So yeah, I have every single one of the MUA lip liners because these were really affordable. These were £2.50. But yeah, basically I have all of the different shades from their lip liner collection. Also, a lot of these lip liners do have accompanying lipsticks. However, they're not all from the same line. So you can have like an accompanying lipstick with their £1.50 matte lipsticks or their £3 velvet matte lipsticks. So yeah, I have quite a few of their lip liners. I don't know if I want to line my lips today just because I don't usually line my lips. I literally bought these for the purpose of lining my lips whenever I need to for all of my lip products. So these are the only lip pencils I own. I do have 2 lipsticks from their matte lipstick range, which you might have seen on my Instagram. So these are the MUA matte lipsticks, and this was in my project pan, and I've gone through so much of this shade. This is in the shade Sincere. This is one of my favorites, and this one's in the shade Heart. Oh no! Heartbreak. I think Heartbreaker broke. Anyway, the other lipsticks I do have, I have 5 of their MUA Velvet matte lipstick shades. I will say though, I love the packaging of these. So these are like a metal packaging, I guess, but they feel heavy and they feel so luxe and luxurious because of the weight. And I love all the packaging for them. I also have one of the MUA Velvet Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I have mine in the shade Carefree. I think I'm going to go into the shade Couture. And I'm actually going to go in with the matching lip liner. I think I am going to do it. I really like how they feel. And they're super easy to use. And that's what I like with a lip pencil. Something affordable, something easy to use whenever I need it. I will also say I would congratulate MUA for coming out with super affordable lip liners, super affordable different formulated lipsticks, from £1.50 lipsticks to £3 lipsticks, and coming out with liquid lipsticks for £3, whilst all of them being cruelty free and vegan. So that, I actually really like this look a lot. I really like it. And this is what all the products look like layered on top of one another. And again, I think MUA has done such a good job for making an affordable brand with various different products that can work for different people. But yeah, this is what my finished makeup look looks like up close. Also, I hope you guys can see now the intense pink sheen from the highlighter. Imagine this green. So when I used the iridescent gold one and it was green, it was weird. It was weird for me, man. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, are you planning to try out some of MUA Cosmetics products? Or have you tried out some of their products already? And if you have, what do you think? Do you like this brand? Do you not like this brand? Let me know. And finally, guys, consider subscribing if you like the content and would like to stick around. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye!